Stephanie, welcome to my channel. Today's going to be an everything but me physically reading a book reading vlog. I have my book cart that I need to update. I have some books on my bookshelf that I need to put away and just like clean my shelves in general. Just like a bunch of stuff. Oh, she's emerged. She slept all day. What a nice life. I'm going to start with this area over here. This is the current state of my book cart. Here we have the wool that's supposed to have made a couple of blankets this winter. It's now spring. These are what I currently have on my like immediate TBR. I don't really want to read half of these at the moment, so that's why I'm going to like take some things out. I've been watching a lot of like TBR videos. I think I really want to start doing something like that so I can focus my efforts on just a few books rather than this whole thing. So gonna refresh this. These are like immediate TBRs, like books I've started reading. This book just for the summer, I went away on holidays and I had every intention of reading it on my Kindle. I didn't read that one. I want to read it soon, or maybe I should just wait for the summer. Actually, while we're here, I think we might also clean out this shelf here. These are all books that I've started reading and then stopped for whatever reason, because I read entirely based on mood. I think I'm gonna clean out this. This shelf I feel is a bit useless. Like, it has the book that I am published in if you want to check it out. Behind it is literally just plain notebooks. These shelves are looking pretty good. There's just a few collections of books down here that I kind of just piled on there and I need to find a space for. Yes, I'm currently watching Supernatural. For anyone who cares, I loved Supernatural growing up and I stopped about season 9 or 10, I think. So I want to finish it. I want to know what happens. I'll update you on what I'm reading actually. I'm currently reading Opal, a Lux novel. These are the first two books, Obsidian and Onyx. Just ignored the horrendous covers. And I've owned these for ages. I've just never finished the series. Really enjoying it. I think I've reached the point of what I reached when I was a teenager. I think I know why I stopped at this point too, because I feel like the story has no direction. Getting a little bit slow, because I feel like with the other books, you knew kind of the layout of the book. Say in the second book, there was something like internally that the main character was dealing with, and so it was like you knew the book was going to be like her dealing with that. With this, yes, there are some things going on, but it's more to do with like secondary characters. There's nothing to do with necessarily the main character that feels like big enough to carry out throughout the whole story. So the fact that this is more focused on like the actions of the secondary characters is a little bit like meh. Hopefully it won't be. It's a great series. Very early 2000s. Like some of the shit they say in these books, it did not age well at all. It really dates the book. But I understand that to relate to the audience of the time, you kind of sometimes do need to use that. Anyway, I've been reading this one, less so since I've had it in the physical form. I feel like I read the other two books really quickly on my Kindle. I feel like I'm really becoming a Kindle girly. I didn't think that would ever happen because I really like physical books. I feel like going to the physical book, the way my eyes have to move down the page, I feel like my eyes have liked the Kindle page a lot better than the size of the writing on the Kindle. So I might change this to my Kindle. I'm also reading Captive Prince by C.S. Packard. This is the same as the other book. I'm reading it to kind of compare it to me reading it as a teenager. I read this book I think when I was like 18, 19, so like 10 years ago. This was literally my favorite book series of that time. I love that it's from an Australian author, but also the romance, the politics of this world, all that kind of stuff just really gripped me. But then like since reading it and as time's passed, I've seen people talk about it and I understand the issues that they have with it 100%. So I'm reading it again with fresh eyes, with more educated eyes, I guess. I have literally only just started it, page 5. I think as well I'm going to get this on Kindle. And it's also really convenient. I can just bring it to work and I don't feel weird like having this book in my lunchroom, like ready, opening, everyone to see, and everyone looks and everyone asks. I'm just like, don't talk to me. I'm reading, leave me alone. So those are the two books I'm reading currently. So I was very silly and I didn't realize my mic wasn't recording. So here's a little voiceover to kind of recap this situation because I feel like it's a very integral part to reorganizing a TBR cart. So here you see me taking out Bellies by Nicola Dinnan. I do really want to read this and I've heard great things, but I'm not really feeling like the heavier general literary fiction at the moment. So that's just going to go on my main shelf for now. Dolly Alderton, good material. Again, just not really feeling the literary fiction vibe at the moment. Babel, again, not really feeling the heavier vibe, but I may just switch this out for another R.F. Kong book. A River of Golden Bones. You'll see that I put it on here, but I actually end up taking it off later on. Just, again, not really feeling the vibe. Same again, A Language of Limbs, another literary fiction book, just not feeling it at the moment. Come and get it. It's a romance, so I'm just going to leave that there for now because I'm really into romance at the moment. A Very Easy Death, keeping that on there. It's a very short looking read. A Lonely Castle in the Mirror, I still do really want to read that. A Tempest of Tea, definitely still want to read this book, highly anticipated, especially for October. Powerless as well. I'm a bit iffy about this because I've heard the first book was really good, but then the second book was a bit of a letdown. But I'm trying to not let that deter me. So the next one that I got off my shelf to add is 6 Times We Almost Kissed, and the One Time We Did. It's a female-female romance about 2 girls who their mum are best friends, and they basically being forced also to move in together, and they just don't like each other. But as you can see, it's a romance. So it's going to be cute and fun, hopefully. And then the next one is Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, the one that I got in my recent book shopping in New York City vlog. Just about undertakers, and also there's supernatural elements and romance. Another book I got from the Strand in New York City was Anxious People by Frederick Backman. I've heard really amazing things about Frederick Backman in general. It's about a bank robbery and then you delve into the lives of all the people involved in the bank robbery. Another one is An Academy of Lies. I feel like this trope is actually something that's coming up at the moment. It's about someone finds something out about an academy and someone decides to attend the academy to infiltrate it and find out all their secrets. It's kind of that vibe, I think. Next one is The Mermaid of Black Conch. I purchased it quite a while ago as well. It's just about a story about a mermaid and a sailor, and really the description doesn't give a lot of detail, and I'm happy with that because I feel like it's going to be a vibes book, not a content book. The next book is Butcher and Blackbird. I've seen this around a lot, and after reading the Mindfuck series by St. Abbey, I kind of really love the whole serial killer romance kind of vibe. As you can see, I do take a wrap here. That's what my TBR cart looks like, and I also actually decide, also The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, I end up putting that on there too in that little gap at the back. I heard amazing things, and it's fantasy again. I'm just really in a fantasy mood at the moment, and the ones I've taken out, I'm going to put them back on my shelf. Back again with the TBR cart because there's more that I've decided I wanted to do. I'm going to be replacing this section with books, and up on my shelf where I showed you where all the notebooks are, I'm going to be putting them somewhere else. I don't know, I'm going to find a spot. And then I'm going to take from here, this shelf here is my non-fiction shelf, and I'm going to transfer this shelf to this bookcase up here, and the books that are on there I'm going to transfer down to here. So let's go. It's a proper book cart now, not stacked with other shit. This is gonna be like my immediate books I'm reading in the near future. I did take this one out. It sounds good. There's other fantasies that I want to get to first that I'm more interested in. So I added the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. I've heard really good things about this season. I heard really good things about this book. The rest of them, The Last Murder at the End of the World. This one is about, it's the only island left in the entire world, and surrounding it is like this fog that's like anything it overtakes, it destroys. The island's technology is keeping this fog at bay. And then someone is murdered. The technology says in, I think it's 24 hours, if you haven't found out who the killer is, then I'm going to let the fog back in. But the thing is, the memories of the last day have all been wiped from everyone's mind, so even the killer may not even know that they're the killer. It sounds really interesting. Can't spell treason without T. It's just like these two people that have been chosen to fight for a certain type of cause have decided like, actually we don't want to keep fighting, and they just pretty much go into hiding and then open a tea shop and sell tea. It's just really cute, and I think there's a female-female relationship as the main relationship. And then The Charm Offensive by Alison Cochrane. I've read another one of Alison Cochrane's book and I really enjoyed it, and so I want to read this one soon. The Other Side of Her is a mystery novel that I actually started reading for one of my courses. I started actually reading the manuscript for it. I think we got to like structurally edit the manuscript, and so it was a really cool experience to see the book in its original form and then now reading it as the published book now, like what kind of changes that the editors made to make it like a better story. And we only actually got a portion of the book. We didn't get the whole thing, so the rest I haven't read, and I want to read it because I really want to find out what happens. So City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare. I started the City of Bones series around the time the first 3 books were out, and I think I was probably like 15 or something. I stopped around this book, and then I read The Infernal Devices and Unpopular Opinion, but like I didn't really like them that much. Preferred the Mortal Instruments series. I want to continue on with this. Actually really quick to read because these books look really big and chunky, but the writing's actually really big and spaced out, so it's actually really quick to fly through. Midnight Sun, I have unfortunately only been able to slog through half of Midnight Sun. Oh my god, Edward is a whiny little bitch. Just incredibly insufferable to read from his perspective. The only reason why I'm reading it is because I just want to see from his perspective, like the parts where you only see from Bella's perspective and like Edward's not around, so I want to see from his perspective. And like, to be honest, I don't really want to, but it's like I feel like I have to. Court of the Vampire Queen, I've started this. I started it on Kindle, but it was on Kindle Unlimited and I've cancelled my Kindle Unlimited subscription for now. And then I got this physical book because I was reading it and I really liked it, so I'm only about like a bit over a third, close to a halfway in, so I need to finish that. Burn by Melanie Saward. She is a First Nations author and I've heard really good things about her books. It's set in Australia and I don't read a lot of books set in Australia. So Songs for the Dead and the Living, I've started this one, but I don't know why, it's just a bit difficult to get through. Not necessarily in the content, like yes, the content is difficult. In the beginning it took me like a few chapters to figure out like who was who, as in like who they are in relation to which characters. It wasn't really laid out very clearly, like these are my sisters and brothers and their names are this. Guess everything about it. It wasn't very straightforward, and I think it took me out of the story in the beginning because yeah, they were talking about names but they weren't specifying if it was like an uncle or a cousin or a brother or a sister or anything like that. It was a bit hard to get through. Night Bitch, I have started and I just stopped for some reason. This book is so little you can't see. Copy wrong to copywriter. I've heard this is amazing. It's really informative and very straightforward, and I've read the start of it so far, and I just want to learn a bit more about copywriting, just improving my writing in general. This one is Growing Up Aboriginal in Australia. This one, like, pretty self-explanatory. It's a non-fiction book about stories from First Nations people in Australia. And then there's Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. I started this book and I was really enjoying it, and I don't know why I stopped. I just did. So yeah, so this is my TBR cart now. I'm really happy with it. I love that it's just all books. Now all that's left is these 2 shelves. This is the one that I just removed all the books from, and this one I'm gonna this is what it is now. All the non-fiction's there, and a free shelf. That's exciting. So I need to go to work now because it's 8:30, but I'm gonna pick this up later. So as I mentioned earlier, I was thinking of starting a TBR jar to help me focus my reading throughout the months, and I decided I'm going to. So yeah, I'm going to be making a TBR jar. I've just been looking online at different like prompts and things that interest me and are vague enough, but also specific in a way that it helps me narrow down what I want to choose, but also like gives me some leeway in exactly what I want to choose. So yeah, let's make a TBR jar. I made it. I really wanted to add some color in here, but I didn't want it to be solid. I wanted it to be white with a mix. But then I also didn't want to have like some white, some blue, because then I would subconsciously know which ones were on the blue and which ones were on the white. So I just wanted it to be the same, but with color. So this is what we've got. So you should be seeing a TBR video from me hopefully soon. This has been really fun to do, and it just feels so nice to have like a refresh of my shelves and my book cart and everything. Feeling comfortable in my space is really important, so it was really nice to get everything clean. Let's do an overview of what we did this video. I completed these shelves. I feel like these looks much nicer, especially this shelf here. It looks a lot more organized. And then of course the TBR cart. So this is looking good. This is what I'm currently reading more. And then shelves. They're looking a bit nicer now that I have like added that extra shelf in. So yeah. Here's Meeple. Hi, Meeple. She's like, don't talk to me. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe. That really helps me know if you want to see more from me. And also can follow me over my Instagram. I'm trying to be more proactive with what I'm posting there, with things that I'm reading and reading updates, all that kind of stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.